All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're looking at April the 23rd. We're just waiting for home sales to come out and then we'll be able to start. There's about 30 seconds left before the news event. And so let's just wait this one out. The US PMI just came out and rocked our world a little
Seeing an early
bit.
release of the Richmond Fed Composite Index, -7, -7. That's higher than the forecast, -8.
Okay, so the news is out. We don't have to look at the calendar.
10 seconds.
All right, let's take a wait. Let's wait.
0.693 million, 0.693 million. That's higher than the forecast, 0.668 million. Looking at new home sales change month over month, 8.8%, 8.8% higher than forecast, 1.1%.
Perfect. All right, so let's take a peek at what's been happening. So if we look at where the US PMI low was and we start adding boxes from here, with this most recent news, the market has moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a bit, 5.5 boxes. And so that's for you and I a spot to consider as a sell, right? We want to be selling this. This is more than the normal move, right? So it's a signal or a trigger for us to get involved, right? So looking at the daily candle, we approached yesterday as an inside buyer. Obviously, we got the bias we were looking for. Yesterday's plan was to be selling from these levels up here. And
we have posted the Richmond Fed Composite Index report on the feed for all those interested.
And here we are now at the level we've been looking for 2 days, right? So from here, we want to sell. And ultimately, the goal for this flag or halfway move is the flagpole, which would take us somewhere around the 750 area, or sorry, the 550 area. All right, so if we're selling up here and you intend to have, swing trades or runners, they could last for a while. Right? Myself, I'm going to focus on making 3 pips, like I always do. And so I'm going to approach today from an hourly point of view, and I want to highlight the ceiling, I want to highlight the floor right here, right there. And so within this environment, we have a ladder that we have to build, and we do this on a 5-minute chart. Right? And then this environment gives you clues as to what you want to do, what you may want to do, and where you may want to be doing it. Right, so we're just looking for previous action, previous price action, important levels that we have to consider may become important again in the future. Right, stuff like this. It's every 9-10 pips or so, you'll find something to draw inside here. Okay, so we're building a ladder. This ladder over time will have to we're going to be participating within it, right? We're going to be going up the rungs or down the rungs, and that's our expectations, right?
We have posted the US New Home Sales March 2024 report on the feed for all those interested.
All right, let's just see what comes of this. I want to be selling green. All right, so I want to see a push back up like this, that little green candle we just saw there. If we assume this is a top and we start measuring from that top, right? So we put our boxes on that swing high. and then remove the excess boxes. Right, so from here we see the break. We want to sell inside this box. Right, so here's a green candle. I'm selling inside the box. Right, if we break into this box, I will have closed my trade along the way. All right. If we go take a peek at the dollar index very quickly, we'll see what the news has done. Right, on the 4-hour chart, the news has propelled the Dixie to lows we haven't seen in a while. Right, but it's not going to the South Pole. Right? It's finding support in this area. And so we have to assume that once we find support, there will be a bounce. All right, so let's see if we can make a little bit of money here. Our trades from yesterday, or these are trades that I took this morning before the news came out. I was trading in this box here. I went flat about 10 minutes before the news. Trades from yesterday ended up breaking even or closing out right here. This was before the German PMI. So here we are. We have our first win of the day. All right, so green candle. Let's see if we can repeat this success. Green candle, sell. I'll take 2 there. All right, so even if it does continue to push higher, right? Even if it does continue to attempt to make higher highs, we will approach it from a selling perspective. Right? We understand there's a policy divergence on the macro scale. Right? So what's happening here is temporary. It's expected to be short-lived. Right? This is not going to the moon. Right? So if I can get a little higher up here, maybe in this area right there, I'll take a sell. Like so. Oh, I was late. There we go. Right, so this is officially my box number 1. Sorry, I have my trades in this box. And so if the market continues up, it will put me into box number 2, right, wherever that may be. And then if it continues onward, then I'll be in box number 3 and 4 and so on, right? So the aim of the game is to remain in box number 1 to make 3 pips. And so if I did my top-down analysis properly, if I understand the direction, I have the wind in my sails, right? So it makes sailing my boat a little bit easier. Does not make it impossible if I'm wrong, right? I just have to fix a few things. Sorry, I'm running the other platform that I have off to the side here. All right, so push, push. There we go. Right, so from the top, we've come down one box, and that took about 8 minutes. Then we broke into this other box and moved 9 pips in 4 minutes. We've retraced the 9 pips in 3 minutes. The average bars right now are 4.5 pips each. Right? So it should be pretty easy to make our money. Right? The problem we're going to have is over clicking or spending too much and then not getting
ECB's Nagel says, I see momentum picking up in the German manufacturing.
and not getting the money we're looking for. All right, so we got to learn to really slow down and appreciate what's there. There you are. Green candle. All right, good place to sell. If it pushes up near the top of the box there, we want to take a trade. Like so. Where have I at? I have 6, so I have to stop. I have to wait till I go into box number 2 to spend more money. All right, green candle. If I get up into this upper box there, that will give me the chance I need. There's my green candle in my upper box. There's one sell. Right, so all I'm doing now is pacing myself out. If it pushes up a little bit more, I'll take another trade. Anybody that tried trading before the news or try forecasting this, it's a 50-50, right? We don't know what the news will be. It's even worse when there's a press conference because we can't read lips, we can't read their minds, we have to trade the facts, and the facts are in front of us, right? We're either at support or at resistance. There's something here for us to do. The hell? see if we can get recycling that trade. Let's close some trades.
ECB's Nagel says, I want to see data before committing to an ECB June rate cut.
Come on. There. I'm just recycling that trade right there. I do have to have a meeting I need to run to today, so as we discussed yesterday.
Spokesperson of Hamas armed wing Al-Qassam Brigade says we call for escalation across all fronts.
I don't want to be running late today. I cannot afford to be running late today, so we're going to create a plan for ourselves. We're going to execute the plan and then hopefully go to the beach. The waiting game. That's the tough part. All right, here we go. All right, so I have 2 in box 2.
Taking a look at the Fear and Greed Index, 40 out of 100 equaling fear, and the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, 71 out of 100 equaling greed. And looking at the VIX, currently down 3.48% at 16.34.
All right, so the key to all this is to remember the trend is our second priority, right? What we have to figure out is support or resistance, and then trade off of support and resistance. You can make 3 pips in a counter trend environment, right? So the trend is not what you're trying to trade here. Right? You're trying to trade bounces. Right? So understanding the ranges, understanding what an average range / an average bounce looks like, keeps you in the right environment. It keeps you on the right side of the equation. So I'm just going to take a sell here. What am I at now? 11. Yeah, I have to stop. I have my 2 boxes and I have more than 5 per box. Alright, so we'll just let that play out. If we measure the day and compare with the average, today is 71, the average is 63. We're well beyond the average. If we take the flagpole, right, this is where things would look for, but we have to have a reversal first, right? We have to see what comes of this. Anything can happen at any time. Let's go down to our 5 minutes and check out that ladder that we built. Right, we're going up the ladder and we're testing the previous high. I'll take a sell there. Now I'm done clicking. I just can't afford it anymore. Right, I spent all the money that I have. Right, a move higher can lead us to, where is that trend line coming from? Oh, that's off a bit. That trend line is way off. Somewhere around 720. What about another 2 or 3 boxes? 2 boxes would be cool. Right, so we're testing the previous high. We have slowing momentum down. This could yield to a break. There's nothing that says it won't. Right, we have to trade the probabilities that it's had enough. Let's see if we can make some of that money back and call it a day. All right, will it break the top and give us another box? Or will it bounce off of the top? Well, it seems as though it's tested the inside of that swing up here. And see if we break that and go another 9 pips. We're finally at that level we've been wanting to be selling at for 2 days now. I'm taking advantage of it. Right, the macro picture has not changed. A little bit more. I just want 12 pips. I can call it a day. A little bit more. Waiting to see a green candle so I can recycle these trades. There's one. There we go. There's 10. That's green candle. I get to recycle the trade that just closed. Not much more to go. Come on. Slow and steady. Green candle. Push up a little bit more and I'll recycle. There we go. What do I have now? 8. That's plenty. I don't want any more than that. It's let's close a couple of these and then be done. Be done, be done. 30 minutes of work. Last thing we want to do is chase. Green candle, box number 2. There's another one. Average bars are still 3 pips. So we had inside bar, and then finally we broke in the direction of the measure bar. Made it to the top of the channel. We're testing this area there, and we're looking to come back to support. Right, so we're not looking for the South Pole, and this is not trying to go to the moon. Right, so we have to understand what limits we're dealing with and then operate within. Right, so I'll take another one there. All I'm trying to do is engineer an exit, right? I'm trying to move that white dotted line closer to where the price is, and I do that by spending a little bit of money, you know, cheap trades. So let's look at an hourly, and we know this is the bottom of the hour, right? This is when we normally have our bull pullback or our bear pullback, and then in 30 minutes from now we usually encounter the London fix. Right, so that next 30 minutes or so is when we would expect to fulfill this move. Maybe we make another box, maybe we come back down. The next 30 minutes will tell the tale. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to let you go. So we have our plan of action, right? We want to be selling from 07s and on up, right? We knew that from 2 days ago now. We're finally getting our plan the way it's meant to be executed. All right, so again, we're not trying to short to the South Pole, right? We're just trying to short until we retrace at least 50%. All right, so here's our plan. Leave it be. Don't touch your stops. Don't touch your targets. And by the time this plays out, we'll have had about 20 or so winning trades. If it happens to go to your stop losses, so be it. Right? This is not financial advice, anybody. I'm just some dude on the internet. All right, enjoy yourselves. Trade safe. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Good luck. Bye-bye.